bad taglines. I'm gonna say that. Best, but worst part of this movie is the taglines. Like, they put the "F-U" back in fun. Revenge is sweet and surprisingly affordable. It's sick, it's dirty, it's their job, and revenge is a dish best served dirty. Pretty bad.
They're all much better if you imagine Norm Macdonald saying them.
They're all what I expect from a 90s comedy, but also bad. Welcome to Abby
Yeah.
Suffer. This is episode 355, I think, of IAP Suffer.
Sure. We're at that point
Uh,
where you could just throw out any number.
yeah,
I think.
I
And it's
just-
like, yeah, that's the number.
we're 300 something of IAP Suffer. This movie 100% has Semi-Charmed Life playing in it.
Yeah, I literally just got to that part, and it was like, hell yeah.
I can't remember what movie Katie and I did a couple weeks ago that was like, I think something 90s comedy-ish. And she was just like, I was expecting that like song to play in it, and then that started playing when I was watching this the other day, and I was like, well, she's not wrong.
There it is.
'Cause it seems to
There
be
it
all
is.
of them. We're gonna talk about 1998's Dirty Work,
Yeah.
a banger. Katie's not here, so it's fucking Norm Macdonald time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we were trying to think of a movie to cover, and Vinegar Syndrome is releasing like a 4K Blu-ray of Dirty Work. That fucking
What a time to be alive.
surprised everybody, including a dirtier cut and then like a 2-hour work print cut, which is I guess what they showed at oh fuck, I just forgot the term. Where they would show it like early to people and
And I showed it at con.
well, they showed like a
It got the Palm d'Or.
yeah, I wish it should have. No, they should. They would do like press screenings isn't the right term, but like show it early to some people to get like feedback.
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I
Fuck
can't
me,
think
I
of the
forgot
term,
what they're called too.
but I guess
Test screening.
Yeah,
Test
test
screening.
screening. I guess there was like this 2-hour cut they showed early that Vinegar Syndrome is also releasing. That's got like basically I think everything in it, and I don't know. 'Cause I
It's
guess,
an extra 40 minutes. It's an extra 40 minutes of Third Eye Blind.
oh,
needle
shit.
drops.
It's just the whole album. That whole album plays.
Yeah.
I guess originally it was supposed to be like a pretty hard R, and then the studio essentially took the movie away and like recut it to be PG-13. Because like there's really like no cursing in it or anything. It's kind of weird. Like I used to watch this movie fucking constantly because it would play on Comedy Central like ad nauseum, like all the time. Like, because at least in like the mid 90s, I would just have Comedy Central on, and they would just play the same movies all fucking day. So I would see like this
Oh, yeah.
and Dutch and Airheads or like
Basketball.
whatever, yeah. And so like this movie specifically, I've probably seen this movie like 100 times because it would just play constantly, and then I eventually bought it on DVD, and it became like this and like Airheads became my like go-tos for like I want to watch something like real stupid and fun.
You just had to play them every Saturday.
Yeah. So then it slowly became like Hot Rod and other ones, but like this and Airheads were very specifically my like go-to comedies. What is like your, I guess, history with this movie?
Very similar. I would catch it on Comedy Central at the time, and I was too young to go see movies like this. Like
Right.
on my own, my parents were like, "Don't go see that." Like, "Ah, fine." So, yeah, I would show up on Comedy Central. This like Joe Dirt, that kind of stuff. Saving Silverman, it's another big one.
Yeah.
Or would have Buddy's older brother rent them from Blockbuster for us, and yeah, it's extremely the kind of humor for a like mid-teens boy, like in high school, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly the kind of movie that you want to watch that just kind of like fries your brain a little. Like, dude, where's my car? You know?
It's really interesting because, like, I was thinking about it when I watched it the other day where I was like, really? Like, I feel like a lot of the jokes specifically would not be funny if anyone but Norm Macdonald was delivering them.
Yeah.
Because,
That is everything that he says, I think.
yeah, like, there's some of his stand-up stuff. I'm like, this joke's not even funny, but his delivery is like what specifically makes it funny.
Yeah.
I,
100%.
there's a joke I think about all the time from like one of his last comedy specials where he's like, oh, people are confused by like they're always like someone will commit suicide and they're like, I don't get it. And he's like, you don't? Have you heard about life? That like one of the jokes in this movie that I always like. It's not even like a joke specifically, but it's like when him and Artie are pretending to be the cops to get back at those like frat boys, and
Yep.
like they're like, oh, is this Neil? He's like, yeah, that's me, Neil. Like, my favorite joke in the movie. That's like barely a joke, but it's just funny the way he delivers it.
The way he says Neil is so weird.
His delivery is like perfect. So yeah, I'm pretty fucking stoked about that Vinegar Syndrome release. It just, I guess too, I was reading that in like 2021, like Norm and Bob Saget were talking about a sequel was in the works. That I don't know, probably wouldn't have been great, but I also would have liked to
Yeah.
see. And then Norm Macdonald died, and then Bob Saget died, so that pretty much ended that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would have been. I'd be interested in like what, like if they had even got as far as to
Like, have
starting
written
a
anything
script.
for
Yeah,
it,
like I'm
or
wondering what like a plot idea for it was, or if it was just essentially going to be the same thing. You get Shooter McGavin back as the bad
yeah.
guy. I always forget he's the bad guy in it every time I watch it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this dude was the bad
Yeah.
guy in every '90s comedy.
Yeah.
It's like
100%. He's the perfect, like, kind of uptight dickwad, you know?
yeah, he's like a perfect casting for like all these movies, and then like I looked him up and I was like, oh my god, he's got so many fucking credits, and I feel like the only things I know him from are like comedies from like
Happy
1992 to
Happy
98.
Gilmore.
Apparently, he was in like Requiem for a Dream, which I have no memory of.
I don't remember that at all, yeah.
He's in The Faculty. Like he's
Oh, of
got
course he's the dickhead in Flubber. That makes
yeah,
sense.
he's got some like very strange credits that I'm like, what? Like because I always like literally it's like this or like you said like Happy Gilmore. Um yeah, like still like he's in like a bunch of the American Pie fucking sequels. He was also in
Of course he is.
Dutch, another banger. Although I don't know how well that holds up. I haven't seen it in 25 years. He was in Breakin', the breakdancing movie.
Yeah.
Hopefully breakdancing. Oh my god, they're making a Happy Gilmore too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they are.
What the fuck is Adam Sandler doing? I don't remember him. He was in
Trying to cash checks.
he was in The Hearse, which I have absolutely zero memory of him being in.
Oh, he's in Fanboys, that horrible, horrible piece of shit movie that I watched.
Yeah, checks out. He's in Jamie
Oh, that movie was
Kennedy's.
written by Ernest Cline. No wonder it fucking sucked. That explains so much.
He was in Jamie Kennedy's Kicking It Old School. We
No, that's a movie that I completely forgot happened.
what was I watching recently? There was something I was watching recently, or maybe I was listening to a podcast. They started talking about Jamie Kennedy, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." For like a brief, maybe like 2 years after Scream, he was like the hottest thing for comedies.
It's so
Oh,
weird.
I know what it was. I was listening to No Such Thing as a Bad Movie. They were doing Son of the Mask, and he's like the main guy in it. And they started just like casually talking about some of his movies, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot, like, because like I think it was like maybe Malibu's Most Wanted was like kind of popular, and then he just had like
Yeah, it
a
was a
bunch
thing,
of
at
shit
least.
like after that. Wow, he's got a fucking upsetting filmography.
Why why haven't we killed him yet? You know?
I don't know. He seems like he. I don't know. I don't know a lot about him, but the last thing I remember seeing was him sticking up for Melissa Barrera or whatever, getting fired for Scream for being pro Palestine. So like,
No, all
maybe
right,
he's not. Maybe he's
I
not a
take back what I
total
said.
piece of shit, but I feel like for like at least like that brief period in the early 2000s, he seems like maybe he was. I'm not sure. I didn't pay a lot of attention to him, but I just
All right.
remember.
Oh, we'll withhold the
Yeah,
killings.
I mean he is in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, so he can't be all bad. That Son of the Mask movie sounds
The true
insane.
measure.
Like I was listening to him talk about that Son of Mask, and it's just like it sounds like one of the worst movies ever made.
I own it on DVD.
Oh my god, have
There's
you actually watched it?
no. There was a period there where my best friend every year for my birthday he would just buy me some fucking movie he knew I wouldn't watch. He'd just buy it for me on DVD and act like it was signed by one of the actors in it. So
Did the
I've
baby
got
sign
that.
it?
Like it was I think it was JB Kennedy. I've got a copy of Dirty Dancing signed by Patrick Swayze,
Oh yeah.
but it trails off to the side of the Blu-ray. He's like, "Look, he signed it as he died." It's like,
You should take one of those on like Antiques Roadshow.
yeah,
Get it appraised.
is this worth anything?
Um
This vintage copy of Son of Mask?
yeah, they like in that podcast they just talk about how like it's just like nothing but like insane jokes where like the baby pees all over everybody with the mask on and shit. And I was like, that sounds great. Yeah, so Dirty Work, pretty good. Like I like if you haven't seen it, essential plot is like Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang have grown up to be kind of like losers, and then realize like after they spent like their childhoods like not taking shit from anybody, and then they like grow up and just have to take shit from everybody like everybody does because that's what being an adult
So
and
big an
poor
adult
is.
is.
And then like Artie Lang's character's dad gets sick, and they have to raise $50,000, the magic number.
The that's
The,
the perfect conceit for every '90s comedy
I
film.
know,
You know, like it's so simple, but it works.
and it's like it's also like
Dirty Work,
it's
The Past.
it's so funny that it's like $50,000 that they have to get before the surgery in like cash, basically, to give to Chevy Chase as the doctor. And it's like that's not how this works. They would just do the surgery and then charge you later. But all right,
Yeah, and then you can just ignore the bill. You
Yeah.
know, like
I
it's
love
really fine. To be honest, it could have been very easy.
I love like Chevy Chase's character in it. I mean, Chevy Chase sucks as a person, but like his every time he shows back up, he's got like another injury from like gambling debts.
Yeah,
Is pretty funny.
incredible running joke.
Yeah. Um, a lot. The fucking stupid joke where they're like on the rooftop talking about like how they're gonna raise the money, and already like you see her guy like downstairs like, "That's it, I'm gonna kill you," and like Norm looks over, he's like, "Hey, are you peeing on that guy?" He just comes like running upstairs, and he's like soaking wet.
Yeah,
Or like the fucking when they go and do the brownie tasting, or like it's like they're like doing the experiment like for like on brownies to like test if they're make people allergic or if there's any side effects or whatever, and Artie's just like housing them down.
yeah.
And like Norm's just like, I don't know, this seems like not a great idea, there could be these side effects, and he takes like the smallest bite out of the corner of it and has like the worst reaction.
Yeah,
Gets to see Gary Coleman in hell.
I just got to the pissing part. Well, right right before they run away, he goes, "Man, that was a hell of a piss," and then they don't.
um, I think my favorite thing in the entire movie, like favorite, like I guess scene, is when the guy hires him because the neighbors are always having loud parties, and they go. It's like this huge mansion next to his house, and so they're like hiding fish throughout the entire thing, and it turns out it's like a mob boss or some shit. And there's like this long fucking shootout in the house, or it's just
Yeah,
like a solid like maybe minute and a half, 2 minutes of Norm and Artie standing there holding these fish, staring blankly as there's like huge gunfight, and then like someone pulls out a chainsaw, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna cut your arms off." Oh no! Now he's got my chainsaw and he's using it on me. And he's cutting my arms off. It's like a fucking grenade
what
goes off.
one of my favorite styles of joke is whenever something just gets dragged out so long that it gets really irritating, and then they keep dragging it out until it's really funny again.
Yeah, I feel like that's a thing that like the Lonely Islands do really well with like the like Hot Rod and shit, or like just beat a joke so much that it like is it's funny and then becomes unfunny and then becomes funny again. Like the more
Yep.
they do it, um, like
Oh, hey.
I'm a fan of like the something insane happening off screen that you don't see but you just hear sort of thing, and that's like
Yeah.
another one that like they do in like Pop Star when like they're having the conversation and then the screen goes black, you just hear the dialogue, and then like a giant fucking like alien queen size wasp shows up that they fight with flamethrowers, and they're just like
Yeah.
they finally win, and they're like, "Oh my god, please tell me you got that on camera." And he's like, "No, you told me to turn it off." Like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot fucking Don Rickles is in this. I'm at the scene where they're at the movie
Yep.
theater.
Oh, yep. Did we start watching this at the exact same time? The same.
Yeah, I think you're maybe
Uh,
like a minute or two behind me.
yeah. I'll say, speaking of Adam Sandler, I forgot that
Yeah, he's the
he had
devil.
his best acting performance in this,
Who
and one of my favorite lines he's ever said. The "We eat the pig and then together we burn."
like that's the best use of Adam Sandler is he shows up for like
Yeah.
10 seconds in a movie and then like disappears. Like
Yeah, it's that or he's addicted to gambling. Like,
yeah, there's that
those are his
like
two modes.
like
You know?
him and like
I need,
he
I need Uncut Gems Adam Sandler or Devil and Dirty Work Adam Sandler.
like I like
That's what I
him
want.
in serious roles, and then I like him when he pops up in things, but he's fucking his movies are just bad. There was
Yeah.
I forget, there was somebody that was supposed to play that role that I was reading about that would have been so much. Oh yeah, they wanted Howard Stern to do it, and he turned him down. To
So weird.
yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing it's because like Bob Saget and Norm were like on, and like Artie Lang was like a part of that show for a long time. So like
Yeah.
I'm guessing they just had like a prior relationship, and I don't know why he turned it down, but it would have been so much worse with him in it instead of Adam
He just
Sandler.
he didn't want to eat the pig.
Oh yeah, I also another thing I always forget is in this is fucking Rebecca Romaine as the bearded
Yeah.
lady. uh, you haven't lived. He had sex with a woman with a beard. Note to self: I don't want to live. Chris Farley in this, maybe the all star of this movie.
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
I guess this is like like his last like filmed role before he died, and like he, it's street fight music G7. You just hit G8. Like Pina Colada starts playing, like perfect song choice. um, yeah, his bro. I forgot his brother was like a thing too for a while. Like Chris Farley's brother, because he's in this, and I remembered he had that fucking weird show on MTV
Yeah.
where he was like in like a boy band, and I think
What the fuck?
he still
I don't
pops
remember
up
that
in
at
things.
all.
I'll have to figure out what it was called. Let me see. I feel like it was early 2000s ish, because that would have probably been around the time like boy bands were like really blowing up again.
Yeah.
The fuck was that show called? Oh my god, he's got too many credits because he's in like one episode of every comedy show. Oh, he was in Stripperella. Have you seen Dickie Roberts, former child star?
No,
Oh,
no, I have
that
not.
feels like a thing you would have seen. Oh, Together.
First of
Gether.
all, insulting. Uh,
Well, I mean, I didn't say it was a thing you would watch for fun. It just seems like something you would have seen. Yeah, the fake band he was in was called Together. Gether.
yeah, that makes sense.
They had a song called let's see where to go. You plus me equals us. Calculus. I'm trying to see if anyone else that was in this band was like somebody of note, but I'm not. I don't
They're
recognize.
they're all brothers of like
It's like
dead
Adam.
comedians.
Yeah, Sam Kinnison's brother. Uh, that's the only other dead comedian I can think of. Yeah, man, like this is like triggering a lot of shit I don't want to remember from like the early 2000s. God, they had so many fucking. They had an entire TV show that ran for 20 episodes. They had like 5 music videos that apparently were like super popular on MTV.
What?
Like this was like I think the Total Request Live era. So it would have been like so.
Okay.
Like I think they just like
It makes sense that they're pushing that hard.
yeah. So like and like that's like almost one of that's like the one of the first things he did outside of like being in all of Chris Farley's movies. Because like his first credits are like Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, Beverly Hills Ninja. Then he's got like Third Rock from the Sun and like an episode of like 2 shows I've never heard of. And then he's just started being in like all the Adam Sandler stuff. Oh, he's in The Straight Story, the David Lynch movie. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that at
What a
all.
fucking weird
I've only watched
career.
that once though.
Yeah, same. Good for him. He's still working. He's like doing, like pops up in like one episode of it seems like every comedy still, and then just random like movies. Like it seems like he's one of the dudes Adam Sandler constantly like just always brings back for like a quick thing in every movie. It seems. That's what we gotta do. We gotta get in with Adam Sandler, even though he sucks as
Yeah,
a
right?
person. We can hang out with
Yeah.
fucking Rob Schneider all the time. What a dream.
Ugh. I'll just do the that horrible stapler bit from South Park. Rob Schneider is a stapler.
Oh my god, I don't even know what you're talking about. I feel like I'm better off for it.
It's for the best.
I feel like South Park was one of those things that like the first like 2 or 3 seasons I was like hell yeah, and then I just was like I'm over this. And I think
It was
like
I'd say it was fun for like 8 seasons, and then it's like, all right, I don't fucking care, bro.
there
Like,
there was like one point maybe they were in like their like 15th season or some shit that I was like I'm gonna see how this holds up and started watching, and I think I made it to like season 5 or 6. I was like I can't do this anymore.
yeah, no, I'm tapping out.
Yeah, I was like once they start becoming sort of like almost like a parody of themselves and like
Yeah,
only like doing the like well each side's perfectly fine to make fun of sort of shit where they're just like I don't know
yeah,
almost like nihilistic in their comedy and how like they make fun of everything. I was like that sucks, I don't like this.
yep, 100%.
Although I don't
At
know
least we'll always have basketball.
that like there's like a pretty interesting documentary about like the making of like South Park episodes that is kind of fascinating because they were like they make them and like their turnover is so fast, unlike The Simpsons and shit like that, which is how they were able to like make their jokes so timely. Like,
Yeah,
I literally think like it's like a 2 week process per episode, which is like was kind of fascinating to watch because like they show a lot of how like I guess Bill Hader was a writer on it for some point, so like whenever they're filming the documentary, he was in it, and it's just kind of like wild to watch them figure out the story for an episode, write all the jokes, and then like just record and all the odd audio
yeah,
for it, and then like animate it in like 2 weeks, which is like insane.
yeah. This absolutely deranged pace.
Yeah.
Right, and
So,
animated
I
show.
mean, if anything, it's fucking wild that, like, it's fucking impressive that they're able to do it, but just write better jokes.
Yeah.
uh, there's also, this is some fucking documentary I keep wanting to watch that I get, like, ads for on, I think, Paramount. That's, like, they, like, the Matt Stone and Trey Parker bought that, like, Casa Bonita restaurant that was in the one episode.
Oh yeah,
And they're
yeah.
like trying to fix it up to reopen it. That looks interesting, but then I'm always like, it's like once the commercial ends, I'm like, I will watch that, and then I just never do.
Yeah. Just immediately forget about it. It's like, oh, nope.
Let's see, where am I? Oh, I'm at like one of the hospital scenes where I think Chevy Chase maybe has a broken arm. I don't know. They come back, and I think like like the ongoing joke, fucking Pops being like Norm's dad, but they can't tell Artie is like
Yeah.
it's pretty fun. Like I, because I'm at the scene where he like grabs his balls and he's like, I'd really appreciate it if you don't tell him. And he's like, oh, all right. And he does like note to self: don't want to father kids.
Yeah. The note to self is another great recurring joke.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing is so like I was like Norm Macdonald period of SNL is like probably like my I mean almost all of the jokes in it when you watch it now are like fucking do not hold up like
Right.
on the show, but like that period where it was like Norm Macdonald, I think Adam Sandler was on it, like maybe Kevin Nealon, I don't know, whatever that sort of like
Yeah.
period, because that's
Yep.
another thing that like they would air the reruns like all the time on Comedy Central, so I would just watch all of that shit. But like Norm Macdonald's SNL like Weekend Update was like perfect, and he used to do that note to self thing on there, which is
Yeah.
what I assume. And like, oh yeah, one of the other things that's kind of I'm really interested for that Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray because I'm interested to hear if like anyone discusses. I mean, I assume they have to, like how this movie came about because this happened like right after Norm got fired from SNL because he would not stop making O.J. Simpson jokes on Weekend Update. And like one of the things I was reading about it was how like NBC refused to air ads for the movie because of that, and like
That's
eventually
incredible.
eventually like relented and started airing commercials like a week after the movie came out. It was already like a bomb. And but like it's so funny that like the dude that like ran NBC at the time was like, stop making fun of my best friend OJ. And like ended up fucking getting Norm fired because of it. Like, what a fucking dickhead. But his Weekend Update shit is so funny because it's like I think he was the first one to actively like make fun of the idea that they're even like doing news shit on SNL. Like everyone else would take it like seriously while making jokes, and he was just like he would come out and be like, "All right, it's time for the fake news," and then
Yeah,
just
basically.
like start doing like absurd shit on there. What a king! I like it's a fucking bummer that he's not around anymore. Like I started watching, I need to finish it, but like Netflix has a thing that was supposed to be his final comedy special, but it was happening during COVID, and like I forget what he died from, but like he was gonna have like surgery and like because it was a thing where like he kind of did like the same thing David Bowie did, right? I don't think he was like making it public that he was suffering from something, and then he just kind of
Yeah.
like all of a sudden passed away, and everyone was like, "Oh shit!" And like the people knew him was like, "Yeah, he'd been sick for a while." But
Yeah.
so like in like 2020, he he was getting ready to like do this comedy special before COVID hit, and it everything shut down. And so what he did is he filmed the whole special on like his laptop, just him talking into a mic, which is like it's weird to watch because like he's doing these jokes and there's like no one laughing or anything
Yeah,
like
no
that. But
response.
he was like, he literally said he was like, I don't know what's gonna happen in the next couple months, and I want to like at least get this out there. And like it's weird to watch, and but like the thing that I started watching it for is like at the end I think like Conan O'Brien, um maybe Kevin Hart, I don't know, there's like 5 or 6 people that just talk about like Norm in it, and like the end that I really want to see, because Conan O'Brien and Norm, perfect comedy duo.
Yeah,
Like we've clearly
100%.
we've talked about the chairman of the board one a bunch. When like it's like, I got it, chairman of the board, BORED. But yeah, I want to.
Box office poison.
It's crazy that they just kept letting him fucking cut in that.
No one learned anything
it-
from having Norm Macdonald
it's-
on or hosting anything.
It's so funny because I feel like that is the like the one thing everyone remembers from that Carrot Top movie is the Norm Macdonald making fun of it on Conan O'Brien's late night show.
Yes.
As opposed to the movie, because anytime that movie comes up, I feel like anyone I know has been like, "Oh, the one that like Norm Macdonald made fun of." I'm like, "Yeah, you should go watch the actual movie. It's bad."
I just hear box office poison in my mind. Just gut reaction.
Apparently, there's an insane Carrot Top audio commentary on the DVD of that I desperately want to hear, because I need to know what he talks about in regards to that movie.
Yeah,
Because I'm
100%.
I'm curious if like it's a thing where he was like he took it seriously or not, or like if he like realized while they were making it that it was like gonna be stupid. I I expected to be like listening to like a Werner Herzog commentary track where Carrot Top's just deadly serious
Yeah.
talking about his art. Oh yeah, I bet the I bet the scene where they're holding the fish. It's perfect.
Yep. Same. Artie Lang chuckling to himself.
Yeah. I I love that like after this like almost 2 minute scene of them just holding the fish with all the noise going on in the background, like Norm goes out and looks, and Artie just goes back to like hiding fish, and he's like, "Stop it, we gotta get out of here." I always forget how long it actually takes for them to get like it's almost probably like 45 minutes to 50 minutes before Shooter McGavin shows up, and like the plot of like the rest of the movie like actually kicks in. It's just like shenanigans for like 50 minutes, and then actual plot for like the last 40 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Also,
More movies should just be shenanigans, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, for real. I like we've talked about it. It's a perfect movie. Freddy Got Fingered is just a movie without a plot. It's just fucking crazy shit happening the whole movie. Criterion Collection released Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, come on.
Somebody.
Fucking hell. And The Rock.
Didn't they already release that?
On DVD, I need them
Oh,
to re-release it on Blu-ray and 4K.
Yeah, like clearly,
Update. Come on.
Clearly, The Rock is like the movie that we are taking all of our political ideas from. So like, it's time.
Yeah.
Fucking.
You gotta reopen Alcatraz and fuck the prom queen.
Next thing we're gonna fucking hear about is how we have to go like blow up a fucking asteroid in space. It's fucking crazy that Criterion Collection released The Rock and Armageddon.
Amazing. They knew. Criterion, real ones.
We gotta get fucking popular enough to like go to the Criterion closet and just only talk about Armageddon.
Yeah. The literal dream.
Peak scene. Fucking Aerosmith starts playing.
I'm grabbing the DVD copies of Hard Boiled and Armageddon.
I think I still own mine, like the DVD of fucking Criterion's release of Chasing Amy, which I think is like wildly out of print. It's like another one that I'm like, I get it. Like that movie was fucking wildly popular when it came out, but it's like you watch it now and I'm just like, how did this fucking make it to Criterion? Although I do love that movie. Oh god, I'm at the fucking scene where they get arrested. like a Norm coming out after going to the back with like the prisoners, and he's like, "Shame on you guys." He's him explaining to Artie. He's like, "You know what happens in prison, right?" And he just like whispers to him, and he's like, "What? No." Like it's kind of like it's like I mean, there's some stuff in the movie like, I think they use the term fruity a lot, but it's like
Yeah.
it's kind of surprising how like unproblematic it is in like relation to almost every
Yeah.
comedy that came out around this time.
Yeah, you definitely expect a whole lot worse
Yeah, I think like it's a
going
movie.
in.
It's a movie that like I had not seen in like a long time. When I eventually like found it used on DVD and bought it, and just being like, "Oh yeah, I remember watching this on Comedy Central all the time. I'm gonna fucking buy this," and like watching it, and being like, "This is surprisingly like tame
Tame
in terms of like what like I don't know slurs that are in
slurs.
every fucking comedy at this point." And especially like I don't know, that's the
Like
one.
not, it's not a high bar to clear,
No,
but
I
it's a movie made by white dudes in the 2000s, so it is a surprising one to clear.
It's like it's one of those things that I am curious to see what like the R-rated version is like, because I'm wondering if it's like going to end up being along
Yeah,
the
a
lines of
lot
the rest of
worse.
those comedies, or if it's just that there's like curse words in it or like whatever.
Dicks.
Yeah, I hope there's just a shit ton of dicks in this movie.
It better be so many dicks.
The R-rated version is just everyone's nude.
Yeah. There's one naked man in the background of every scene.
Oh man, that'd be amazing. That's the I'm, I'm gonna make a comedy movie, but it's gonna be like just it's gonna be like if Ari Aster made it, where there'll just be like one naked old person in every scene,
Just hiding in the closet or whatever. Like, what the fuck?
standing just far enough in the background that like it's kind of blurry,
Yeah,
but
in the shadow.
you can tell what's happening.
All you see is like face and cock. Like, that's it. That's all you can make out.
I forgot his response when he's like they're getting ready to leave prison. He's like, "You know what hurts the most? The lack of respect, and the other thing you guys did to me, but the lack of respect." um, yeah, I like it's again like I what's the timestamp on this? It's 43 minutes before fucking Shooter McGavin shows up, which is like crazy to think of. Like
Absolutely wild.
I think of something like like Billy
Hold off
Madison.
on any plot development.
Well, like Billy Madison, I feel like like the plot kicks off of him like needing to graduate or whatever to like is it to take over like the family business. Is that what Billy Madison's about? I don't think I've seen Billy Madison in
Yes.
like
Yeah,
30
he's got to
years.
graduate high school to prove he
Yeah,
can
I feel like
run a business, which is weird. It's insane.
I feel like that happens pretty early. Like Happy Gilmore. Like I imagine that the hockey to golf shit happens pretty quickly. Like it's crazy that the actual plot of this movie doesn't start till like 45 minutes in, when Shooter McGavin tricks them into taking down an apartment complex so he could buy it or whatever. And
Yeah.
oh my god, I know it's coming up in like a couple minutes, but it's like the fucking the ongoing joke of Norm getting thrown into a dumpster or thrown out like a fucking door is so funny. Like him getting thrown onto the concrete and like Artie Lang just kind of like casually walking out is so funny to me. Like Norm hits the ground in like such a way that kind of reminds me of the only thing I like in Family Guy, which is like anytime someone gets hurt, they're just like crumpled into a fucking ball on the ground. And like I feel like the way he hits the ground in this is sort of the same. Yeah, I don't know. This movie rocks. Everybody should watch it. It's usually
So good.
usually free somewhere out there.
Yeah,
And,
it's on Tubi.
Like outside of just telling everybody every joke in this movie, just fucking go buy the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray. It's gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be sick. I can't wait. Oh yeah, there's Chevy Chase's broken arm. I'm gonna see real quick what So, but like, I wonder who they have like interviewed for the Blu-ray. So I'm curious because I don't know. It seems like maybe like with Bob Saget and Norm Dad, I don't know if Artie Lang would have talked to them or not. Oh my god, there's so many interviews on here. And they got Jim Downey doing a couple of them. He was like an SNL writer that I think was around the time Norm was on. Kevin Farley's on it. David Koechner is the fucking car lot guy.
Yep.
Also, again, that's the perfect role for him, where he just shows up for like 3 minutes in a scene and is like super funny. We don't need him as like a main character like an Anchorman. He's perfect as like the guy who just shows up and yells a bunch of shit and disappears.
Yeah. Or the shitty park owner in Piranha 3 Double D.
That movie sucks. That movie's so bad. I'll back that first Piranha remake. I remember being pretty funny. I feel like the only thing I really remember like really
3D still rocks.
Really liking in Double D is when fucking Paul Scheer and oh god, I can't think of the guy's name that got his legs eaten off.
No, Ving Rhames.
Yeah, Ving Rhames. So they like show up in Double D to where he's like, all right, I'm gonna get in the swimming pool. I gotta get rid of my fear of like water or whatever. And like, I don't know, him and Paul Scheer interacting is very funny to me.
So good.
Yeah, Dirty Work's a banger. Everyone should go watch it.
Just buy the 4K.
Yeah.
It has the most upsetting special edition box that they've ever released.
Fucking like the hairy chest.
That's the like shaved around the nipples and the fucking belly button.
That's so funny.
I hope it's textured.
Oh, it should be. They should have done like gone all out and just have like little hairs plucked into it. Do like a fucking weird David Cronenberg-esque fake skin for the cover. Also, what's the name of that fucking book? I started reading that like David Cronenberg book that came out recently.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
Clinical Trials.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only like maybe a chapter or two in, but it's pretty good so far.
Yeah, I added that to my wish list.
Yeah, for like
I read that.
I randomly just like stumbled across it on like my library app, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm getting this.
Yeah, done.
Yeah. All right. What? Let's see. I don't know if there's any news. I can't imagine there's anything good. If there is, John Cena still bad guy.
Oh man, I can only imagine that John Cena versus Randy Orton in 2025 was the most boring fucking match to have ever been wrestled.
I saw some like reactions to it. Everyone said it was actually pretty good. Cause, like,
I refuse to believe that. There's no way.
It seems like they did that thing where they're kind of doing like, especially with Randy Orton and now John Cena, they're doing sort of like, oh, remember this from like matches in the 2000s sort of thing. But like, I guess almost the entire thing was like Randy Orton was getting ready to win. It was getting ready to like punt kick John Cena, and R-Truth came out and stopped it. So John Cena like won with the distraction from R-Truth. So,
of course,
getting R-Truth out there, always good.
Yeah, I do always support R-Truth.
I think they're like talking about they're gonna do fucking R-Truth versus John Cena for the belt, and I was like, hell yeah, give that belt to R-Truth.
Yeah, that would be the best.
No, I guess it was like they kind of did like maybe almost like an old school sort of like one of those like fucking all over the arena sort of matches. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Kind of brawl.
I didn't pay that much attention to it, but I just kind of like saw some reactions to it. Yeah, I don't know. There's apparently a Silent Hill 2 movie coming out again.
Isn't this 3?
I mean, right. I guess they're
are they redoing just the second one?
I think they're rebooting Silent Hill movies, but they're doing specifically the number 2 game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
I didn't play the game, so I have no idea what that means.
Yep, same.
I think I rented one like early on and was like, I'm bad at this, and I just never played them again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't even know what half of these fucking movies are that like are coming out. Alien Earth. How you feeling about those trailers they've released so far?
Uh, I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I've only they release teasers, it feels like every month now, and I
Yeah,
have not watched a single one of them except for the one from Alien Day.
yeah, the one
And
like the growth
it had
cycle
me
or whatever.
curious. Yeah, it had me curious at least. So
Yeah,
if they don't give xenomorphs a gun,
that's
I don't, I'm gonna be sad.
I'm I will watch it, but I don't fucking need a
Give my man a Glock.
I don't like we've talked about it before, but like I don't want aliens on Earth. It just is not interesting to me.
Uh, uh, it could be, but I feel like the budget would be unreasonable for the kind of alien on Earth thing that I'd want.
Well,
You know,
yeah, like because like
I want them everywhere.
I've been
I want
working
chaos.
I've been working my way through like the novels, and like the thing that gets brought up in all of them, or even like the comic books, is always like we can't let these things get to Earth because they will take over in like a matter of days. And so it's
Yeah.
like I don't like why are you going to Earth? Like unless it's like 3 episodes and it's just xenomorphs just taking over completely, then like I don't care. Or like you
The
said, give them
only
Tommy guns.
the only thing that I'd like desperately want, like the only time I've been like, yeah, no, I want aliens on Earth for that, is they wrote a book called Alien Phalanx, I
Mm.
think, and it was the aliens showing up in like ancient Rome. So it's like ancient Roman legionaries having to fight fucking xenomorphs, which sounds sick as fuck. Like having them like all turtle shelled up with their fucking shields and the fucking xenomorphs like ramming into them.
That's like
That sounds sick as
I mean,
hell. I
like
want
that's
that.
the thing. Is like I feel like you have to do something like that, or like what Predator seems to be doing now, which is like these stories in like the past of like the fucking creatures coming to Earth before there was like a way to really like record them. Because like if you're doing Alien Earth now, like the fucking there would be footage of these aliens on every fucking social media site immediately. And
Yeah.
so, like, I don't know. I do like that idea of like xenomorphs dealing with like this pre fucking video sort of era, and because that seems to be what like the new Predator is that's coming out too. Like it's like what
Yeah.
fucking Revolutionary War or some shit. I didn't actually watch the trailer, but I just saw like a
The
picture of us.
the there's the animated one that's doing like Predator kind of throughout history, and then the actual like Predator Badlands looks like it's on a alien world with the
Okay.
Predator as the protagonist. It looks pretty sick, to be honest.
That's all I want. Just give me a real Alien versus Predator movie where there are no humans, so there's no dialogue, and it's just fucking weird clicks and hisses for the entire movie, and it's just them
Uh,
fucking fighting each other.
We we might get it because it looks like the new Predator movie is setting up Alien vs Predator.
I mean
Because there's a
I saw that like Fede
what's her name's Wayland Yutani
yeah
android
yeah
in it. So it's like, oh,
like I saw Fede Alvarez and whoever is talking about like him and whoever's directing these new Predator movies talking about like an idea for an Alien versus Predator movie where they would like split their time directing it or some shit. And I was like, I don't know,
interesting.
I'm like interested, but also like I don't know. I saw Alien Romulus.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if I need Fede Alvarez doing another Alien movie, although I'm sure he will. I just fucking I keep saying it. Just let fucking Ridley Scott make one more movie. Get
Yeah,
him and Fossbender for
I'm let
one more movie, finish that up, and then do whatever the fuck you want. Like, I know you're going to make these movies for the rest of time at this point, because since Disney owns them. So, like, just let Ridley Scott finish his fucking story, and then do whatever the fuck you're doing. I
yeah.
where I've been like reading all of the comic books and like the novels. It's just fucking makes me so mad how lazy some of the movies are. Where I'm like, I don't need any of this shit to tie back to Ripley or like Alien
No,
or Aliens. Like one of the comic
it's just
books
like
I read was just this family that was hired by this other company that are trying to find like clean drinking water to bring back to Earth on this like frozen moon, and then they find like a face hugger in the ice. And so when they report about it, Weyland Yutani buys that company and comes to like collect samples, and then like hell breaks loose. That's all I need. Like I don't need
yeah,
all you need is some fucking Weyland Yutani dude to fuck up everything, and then just chaos happens.
it's really not
Yeah,
that hard of a
it's
formula.
pretty easy formula to follow that doesn't need to be like, well, this movie takes place between Alien and
They-
Aliens.
They're doing the Star Wars thing where it's like
Yeah, fan service shit.
everything, everything has to tie back to the originals somehow. Like, oh look, here's Luke, and it's like, oh my God, bro, I do not care. I do not need him.
Yeah, like it's crazy to me how like all like
It's a huge universe.
Yeah.
It doesn't all need to go back to the
these
same three people.
these fucking like space franchises where I'm just like, you can do anything, and you just keep going back to the well. Like there's some of the comic books where they're on planets that are like one of the stories I read in one of the comics dealt with that like United Peoples whatever socialist group that's in that William Gibson script.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
like they're like the story follows like an android that like is dealing with like they fly this group out, and it's like 1,000 years away from Earth is where they traveled. And so like they're following this one android through like generations of people that are stuck on this like floating spaceship planet thing that xenomorphs keep attacking, and it's like them trying to keep this like these people alive for like whatever generations it follows. And it was really interesting, and I'm like, do shit like that in the movies. Like
Yeah.
give me an entire movie where it's a dog on a fucking spaceship surviving the xenomorphs. Just Air Bud, but fucking xenomorphs are there.
Yeah. Morph Bud.
All right. What have you watched since the last time we recorded?
Let's see. I went and saw, what did we go see? Oh my God, Letterboxd. The Shrouds. Went and saw The Shrouds.
Oh yeah, how is that?
And I thought it was really good. It ends very abruptly, so I'm still like meditating on it. And I want to go see it again, but it's very good. The late Cronenberg, I mean, it's obviously never going to hit the highs of his old stuff, but the man can still deliver.
Yeah.
Highly, highly recommend.
That's kind of how I felt about like Crimes of the Future, where I was like, "This is really good." It's kind of like fine for a Cronenberg movie, but it's way better than most people's movies, so I'll take it.
Yeah, it's like Crimes of the Future feels a bit like greatest hits.
Yeah.
It's like, oh look, it's Cronenberg, and this feels much more unique.
I'll definitely check that out whenever it hits Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's more like crime thriller than you'd think, and I think it's really interesting and insane. And then I went and saw Fight or Flight, which is a movie I had not heard of until like a week ago. Tess recommended it, and it's Josh Hartnett, and he is a former like FBI operative, and he's supposed to try and track down a hacker on a plane and bring them to the U.S. safely, but he winds up on a plane full of assassins that are trying to kill her. And it's insane. It's pretty fun. It's like a HBO Saturday afternoon movie,
Right.
Or just like turn your brain off, have a great time, watch Josh Hartnett do some toad venom, and then fuck up a bunch of people with a chainsaw on a plane.
I mean, you
great.
sold me Josh Hartnett, so I feel like
he's so good in it. He is actually so good in it.
He's I feel like he is underrated as an actor, because I feel like everyone just remembers him from like, the hot guy in the like late 90s, early 2000s or whatever, but I feel like anything I've seen
Yeah.
him in post the like teenage heartthrob thing, he's very good in.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's so charismatic in this,
I
and just he's a delight.
I literally think I saw the poster for that like yesterday, and I was like, I've never even heard of this. What is this?
Yeah.
And it was like, there's,
We were we were the only people in the theater for it.
I'm sure, sure right now everyone's either going to just Sinners or Thunderbolts. So
Yeah.
I like someone at work was like, oh yeah, I went to the movies the other day and I saw like The Accountant 2, and I was like, I don't even know what The Accountant 1 is. What are you talking to me about?
Yeah.
Um, let's see. I got a bunch. Caitlin's mom had to have like a heart procedure the other day, so they were out of the house.
Oh
Like,
shit.
they're fine. It was just like a sort of minimally invasive thing. But
Yeah.
I was off the last 3 days and just fucking watched shit endlessly. Let's see. I did watch Pumpkinhead at work. Because
Banger.
every time someone leaves the TV on Tubi in the break room, I put on something stupid. So I watched Pumpkinhead and Mosquito Man.
Incredible doubleheader.
Let's see. I watched White Cannibal Queen, which Vinegar Syndrome put out, which is a Jess Franco movie that I had apparently logged before and didn't realize I'd seen it before because none of it seemed familiar, and it's fine. I don't know. I watched The Lawnmower Man, a fucking real
Oh
banger,
man.
just because.
I fucking love that movie so much. It's so
Yeah,
stupid.
No Such Thing as a Bad Movie did like a commentary track for it that was like in their podcast feed. So I was like, oh, time to watch Lawnmower Man, and then I watched it with like the commentary, and then I watched Stuff Stephanie in the Incinerator, which we were gonna do an episode on. That is fucking boring as shit. I
Yeah.
I don't know how you have a title
God.
like that and a poster like that, and then that's the movie that came out of it.
Is it yeah. I was just like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
this?
like
Was
there was two things that I was like, you and I were going to record an episode on that, and Katie and I were going to do a bonus episode on this fucking quote unquote documentary called "The 50 Worst Movies Ever Made." That I was like, we can't talk about this. This movie's terrible. It was just one of those ones where like it was just like, old movies pretty bad, right? And I was like, no, some of these movies rock. What are you talking about? Just because it was
yeah.
made in the fucking 50s doesn't mean it's bad. I watched The Possession of Joel Delaney from 1972, which is another one. Honestly, probably both these were shit. I'd just be catching up with my Vinegar Syndrome fucking pile, and it was pretty good. It was like it's like a possession movie that's pre The Exorcist, where instead of it being like a sort of like demon possession, he's being possessed by this old like killer that he's like moves into their apartment, and it gets like the first half is like whatever, but like the final scene in it is so dark and kind of upsetting, where it's just like this one dude like tormenting this like mom and her kids, and it's pretty harsh, but like kind of recommend it. It's pretty good. I watched Vinegar Syndrome's release of Reptilicus, which is a bad
Hell
movie,
yeah.
but kind of rocks. They were like, so I guess what's interesting about that movie is like there's two versions of it that instead of it just being like re-edited, they shot two versions of it where one of it is English and one's in Danish. So every scene they shot twice. And so there's just like, it's almost the exact same movie, but just kind of off a little bit.
Slightly different.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's incredible.
I watched the also Vinegar Syndrome release of Igor and the Lunatics, which is one of the like trauma movies they've released that I had not seen before, and it's fine. It's like sort of like a crazy biker gang, sort of like hippie cult movie. That would be better if like it didn't feature a guy that was just crazy laughing the entire fucking movie and like screaming the entire time in like the most obnoxious way. I watched 38 Especial, which was like one of Vinegar Syndrome's like that Degauser sub-label release that is like a Spanish or like a Mexican crime shot on video movie from the 90s, which kind of rocks because the story's bad, the acting's bad, the action scenes are bad, but it's an SOV movie, so it's kind of interesting. And I one of the thing I thought was kind of interesting too is they released like the Blu-ray comes with the commentary track where the entire thing is in Spanish, so I can't even listen to it and understand what it is. But I was like, oh yeah, good for them. It's kind of interesting that like they instead of just doing the typical like thing for every movie where it's just like some dude, do the commentary track in English. I'm like, yeah, if you're gonna release this like Mexican movie, get somebody do the entire thing in Spanish. Let's see. There was like this 3-disc set they released that I think was all Spanish horror movies, like all like Spanish like gothic horror movies that I watched. Was Curse of the Devil, The Vampire's Night Orgy, and Demon Witch Child, and they were all like fine. Like gothic horror is one of those like subgenres that I don't fully click with unless it's like extremely good. And like these, like there's nothing wrong with these. They were just movies that like I watched and I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll watch these again at some point, but they did like blow me away.
Yeah, it's not the thing that grabs my attention.
Yeah.
Like
Curse of the Devil was interesting because it was like what I believe is supposed to be a werewolf, but they keep calling a devil, but like the werewolf kind of looked like the rat creatures in Rats that like fucking show up at the end. So that kind of rocked.
Yeah.
And then I watched 1981's The Nesting, which is also like another sort of gothic horror-y type thing. It was also kind of fine. But then I watched Justin Decloux's Impossible Horror, which was very good. That I watched 7 times because there were 6 commentary tracks on it. Justin Decloux releasing the most commentary tracks on every Blu-ray he releases. Because the fucking Teddy Bomb one has 10 commentary tracks on it. But yeah, Impossible Horror was really good. Like it's kind of like a take on like the Japanese sort of like The Ring or like The Grudge, sort of like weird Japanese horror thing, but like, made in Canada, and the entire premise is like, or like the entire like idea behind the movie is this horror story about how you should like the kind of like it follows this person who was like trying to make a movie, and then they have this like bad breakup with their partner, and then like develop insomnia from it, and like can't get back to like making their art, and like so the entire like thing behind the movie is like, yeah, just finish your art. Like if you started it, finish it. But it's like told in this.
I mean that is good advice. Yeah. Generally,
it's really good and like really interesting, and it's told in like like I said, it's like sort of like a take on like the Japanese sort of like ghost story thing. So it was, I don't know, I liked it a lot. It's like, it's a like homemade movie is not the right term, but it's like very cheap, and like a lot of the reviews, everyone's like, why does this look so cheap? And I'm like, well, it's because somebody's like making their fucking movie with their friends. But I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. That's pretty much it. Other than that, just fucking started Survivor again, and it's a nightmare.
What season are you on?
We're on 26.
Oh god, so you're like halfway through?
Yeah, give or take. They're about to start, I think, 49.
Oh my god,
that's crazy. All right, what we want to shout out?
I'm just gonna preemptively shout out the new Doom game because that is how I'm gonna spend my entire next weekend.
Hell yeah!
I want to smash demons with a big old mace.
I didn't even know there was a new one coming out.
Oh yeah, it looks sick as fuck. You get to be in a giant robot and punch big demons in the head.
I mean, I'm sure taking your time, they're making the best game they can, but I feel like we should have a new Doom game like every 2 years.
Yeah, I don't want fucking Call of Duty every year. I want Doom.
Yeah, for real. Why we got a new NBA game every year? Just new Doom 2K.
Yeah.
A shout out about the first issue of Predator versus Spider-Man last night, and it is
Incredible.
extremely violent. I was not expecting, like, I know there's a Predator in it, but like I was not expecting it to be as violent as it is. But it's like it's all about fucking in New York City. The police keep finding these skinned bodies, and so they have a killer, quote unquote, that they're coming after that they're calling the Skinner, but it's a Yautja. And Spider-Man is going after him. And
Incredible.
there's like a scene where like the Predator just like attacks a subway train while wearing someone else's skin over all of its armor and its big ass face, and it rocks.
That's amazing.
I bought it because I was like, this sounds very stupid. I gotta see what this is all about, and I'm in already. Like the very end of it, Craven the Hunter shows up to come like hunt the Predator. So I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. I'm in. Because some of the other ones I read like Predator versus Wolverine, and it's fine. I don't know, that one was kind of bad, but like, there's a bunch of Predator versus Batman or like Aliens versus Batman ones that
Yeah.
are all like pretty fun. So I was like, oh, this will either be like real stupid or
Yeah.
bad or
The
fun.
the Batman vs Alien one was fun.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, that I'm interested. I think the next issue comes out in like 2 weeks, and I will absolutely be buying that. All right. I don't know what we're due next week. Katie is in the process of moving, so she might be here 1 week, but she's probably gone for like most of May. So Kit and I are gonna find dumb shit to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Real dumb.
something with hanging dong in it probably.
Oh yeah.
May hanging dong month.
Dongs aplenty.
All right. If you like,
Massive hog May.
I told. So like, I forget what I watched, but on Letterboxd, maybe it was that Igor the Lunatic's movie. But like if you go to like details or whatever, you can like it'll like pop up with like the production company, and it was Troma. So I clicked on it, and I was like, oh, like I want to see. I wonder what like my percentage of movies under Troma Entertainment I'd seen. And I got to the bottom, and the very bottom one was like Troma's favorite horror penises or some shit. It was like some fucking weird special they released, and I was like, I'm gonna make Kit watch this.
I'm in. Sold.
I literally think it's just a fucking like compilation from movies they've released that have like full frontal male nudity in it. And that's it.
Incredible.
So yeah, coming soon to IP Suffer. Yeah, if you'd like to support us, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/IPSufferPodcast. I think, yeah. So tomorrow, when we're recording this, the last of my fucking Rob Zombie episodes will be in the main feed. So if you haven't, you can listen to all those. You could hear me slowly lose my mind watching 9 Rob Zombie movies in like 3 weeks.
That's more than any one human can handle.
Yeah, and then I read his fucking Lords of Salem novelization, which was surprisingly good, but that dude cannot write well. That's
Unsurprising.
yeah. If you've seen his movies, bad with dialogue. So imagine a 10-hour book of that, because I listened to the audiobook of it, and it's a lot. You can leave us a rating and review on iTunes and Spotify or all that shit. You can follow Kit at Hidden Kitstery, Kitfication of Blood. Go see those fucking Warhammer figures. That
Hell yeah. I just got all my new shit for my main boys.
I don't know.
It's coming at you fast.
I don't know.
Next couple
What
weeks.
that shit's about. I'm assuming you and Henry Cavill are best friends now.
Yeah, we're gonna be bros. Me, him, and Samoa Joe are all boys now.
I cannot picture Samoa Joe sitting there and painting minifigures.
He's a Warhammer guy. I don't know if he paints the shit, but he is into it.
He's so big that was like imagining him with one of those little figures is wild to me.
He got the tiny little glasses.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got like the fucking jeweler thing in his eye. You can follow Katie at Werewolfface. Join Katie's Patreon at patreon.com/werewolfface. You can listen to my other podcast, NK Movie Club. They put the FU in fun.
Yeah.
I'm literally at the end of the movie where Chris Farley has his new nose that also gets bit off. All right, hope hope you go watch that YouTube clip where somebody put a Norm Macdonald rant under a Chat Pile song. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I think it's just called "This Is What Every Chat Pile Song Sounds Like," and it's Norm Macdonald talking about punching a baby to death or some shit. Under it.
Incredible.
It's so fucking funny. Like, and like I think people every once in a while will like on like Blue Sky, like, "Hey guys, you've seen this?" They're like, "Yes, this is perfect." So yeah, I hope you watch that. But why?